Next-gen consoles are just around the corner, and one of the most important games in Microsoft's lineup is Ryse, Son of Rome. I had a chance to go hands-on with a few levels in the Xbox One exclusive, and I'm happy to say Ryse is shaping up to be a good game in its own right. The first thing you'll undoubtedly notice about Ryse are the absolutely gorgeous visuals. Of all the next-gen launch games I've seen, it's hands down the best looking, at least from a purely technical standpoint. Roman battle armor glows with a golden hue, trees, water, and cloth look especially nice. Animations were motion captured, and whether you're dodging an attack or shouting a war cry, every movement looks fluid and convincing. In one level, my men and I were being hunted in a dark forest. Even though I didn't know the story's reason for why I was supposed to be scared, the dim, foggy atmosphere drew that response from me based on looks alone. In another level, Rome is under siege by barbarians. The sheer number of them on screen, all performing complex actions at once, is very impressive. The months of technical talk leading into the console launch season have sounded promising, and Ryse demonstrates that they weren't for nothing. Combat is deceptively simple, with more and more complexities slowly revealed as the game goes on. Blocking, bashing, and slashing are your bread and butter, but Ryse's gruesome, limb-rending executions are what glue the system together. Once an enemy is beaten within an inch of his life, you can trigger an execution that usually ends in vicious dismemberment. Instead of being just for show, executions earn extra resources based on what reward you selected with the D-pad. So if your life bar is low, you'll probably want to earn health after each gory takedown. Or you could choose to earn focus, which is fuel for Ryse's slow motion power-up, in order to earn some extra easy kills. Standard sword attacks are supplemented with spears, which are limited but useful. They can be aimed at long-distance targets like archers, or they can be thrown quickly in the middle of combat. This provides a useful ranged option to your otherwise melee-focused warrior, and it's great for keeping a combo alive in a pinch. Though this might not be true on a higher difficulty, Ryse's combat can feel a tad too forgiving at times. Executions require you to tap specific buttons at specific times, but even if you miss your prompt, the execution continues through anyway. You'll simply earn a lower score for that combo. As a result, the feeling of danger was less apparent than you might expect it to be. Also, normal attacks can be ranked as perfect, meaning you followed up an attack immediately as the preceding one landed. But even if you don't land perfect attacks, you'll still take down most enemies without trouble. However, the character I was playing with had a few upgrades that normal players won't have right away, so it's important to note that that might have something to do with it. There are tangible benefits to playing the game more skillfully, but it felt like self-motivation is going to be key, especially if you're chasing all the upgrades. Despite a few lingering questions about the game's combat, I left my demo absolutely wanting to play more. Thankfully, we won't have to wait long. For more on everything Ryse, Son of Rome, stay tuned to IGN.